Hello, my name is Malik Al-Amari and my student ID is 11034884. Today I'm going to be explaining assignment 1 or app 1 of the course CEN333. So let's get started with it. So let's look into the first thing, which is main.ts. Main.ts is the first thing that Angular looks into when it creates the website basically. So these are all auto-generated. The only thing I did is import app from this path. What this basically tells Angular to go look for a file called app in this path. So what it does is it looks for app.ts. It finds app.ts. All right. So the whole thing here is generated by Angular or Angular extensions. So we import. So the only thing I did here is import monitor. This basically shows, or it basically introduces monitor to the file, to the script. So it does import monitor. So it tells the app to go look for monitor in this path. Monitor, which is features, monitor features. Here is a component. This is actually a good practice as a developer. It's to create a component. This is how we do it. Ng generate component. Then you write the component name, or you can actually write C. Generate component name. So like for example, if I want to do further modifications, I can do it without having to copy and paste everything into the new uh, component. So I actually created a component, and that's actually a good practice. So let's get into the TS TypeScript uh, folder, which is the backbone of the. It's not actually the backbone. It's what makes the HTML functions. All right, so this is actually important. App/monitor. This is really important because we have the app.html. We have this. This is the same file name. It actually needs to be exactly the same. So it tells the computer to go to the app/monitor. And when we go to the monitor.ts, which is our component TypeScript, okay, we import the files, and we write the selector app/monitor, and one of the imports we need to add the files. All right, so as you can see here, I created a file with a class with the data fields, as you can see here, and I initialized the data fields. This is 000 female, and the total score number I actually initialized it to 0. Then you calculate, you let points, you create points and initialize it to 0, initialize it to 0. Then you create if statements, as you can see here, if it equals male as per the as here, as you can see, as per the instructions. If it's a male, then add 20. If it's a female, then 0. So yeah, that's about it. This is basically, and if this diabetes equals to yes, if the patient has diabetes, it adds 25 points, and so on and so forth. Um, what else? This total point, this actually points to the variable outside the parameter. So it's this one. It points to this variable. All right. So we created an if statement to create the message, to create the risk message. Okay, and then I think that's about it. This is actually really important because when we're going to do it with ng class, we're going to do this with the CSS, as you can see here. Uh, this is linked to the to get risk class. We created this, so we have this total score, and according to the result, we get a return low risk, and if we get a return low risk, it changes color accordingly. All right. So I think we're done with the TypeScript. We can go to the HTML. I wrote the division app container, and we created a division called the class one divider called app1, and I created the h1, which is header 1 clinical decision support. As you can see, this is the title of the page. I created a label, and select and option. All right, so this is a continuation of the video. Let me continue. As you can see here, where have we left off? Okay, I think we left off here. Um, we created, of course, the title of the page, which is the header one, H1, uh, clinical decision support at Malik Al Amari. That's my name and student ID. We created, of course, a label for the gender, and this is really important. NG model. NG model is a two-way path which syncs or basically makes the TS file and the HTML file have contact with each other. So anything that happens in the HTML file will affect the TS file and vice versa. So it's basically the same thing here, but it's with options yes or no. Same thing here with options yes or no. Here we put an input for the user, for him or her to type a number. Of course, we use ng model, and we use the variable name, which is WBC, white blood cells, WBC, and the placeholder. The placeholder here is actually what you see before entering any number. As you can see here, example 1000. It's example 1000, as you can see here, the placeholder. And the last thing to explain here is monitor the TS get risk class. We actually need to use ng class for this to sync with the CSS file. As you can see here, um, according to the result, you get a color corresponding to the result. So as you can see here, there's a condition and return low risk a result, and we use this in our favor in CSS. So if the risk is low, we get green. If it's medium, we get orange, and if it's high, we get red. So let's try this over here. We put 10,000 and we make it a male with diabetes and CRRT. As you can see here, the risk is 12%, which is high. Okay, and we make it 10,000. We change this to no, for example. We change this to no, it's still orange. We change this to a female. It's green, as you can see here. The risk is 3%. So that's about it. I think I've met all the conditions. You can see the total score, you can see the risk as a percentage, and you can see the visuals. So that's about it. And thank you for listening and have a good day.